The Yankees and Tigers opened up the 2011 season in the Bronx, and the ball was flying out of Yankee Stadium. 14 homers were hit total in that series. Well, tonight it's the Tigers' turn to host the Yankees. As we welcome you to downtown Detroit, welcome to Comerica Park. Game one of this four-game series featuring the New York Yankees and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad to have you with us. Tigers back home for a short period of time, a four-game series here, four-game homestand, and hopefully Rod some victories. They'll have Verlander on the mound tonight against the Yankees, and against the Yankees on opening day, 8 strikeouts, pitched pretty well.
He really did, and if you're Jim Leyland, he's the one guy that you would love to take the mound for your club when you're losing. Verlander was simply dominant for the most part in his opening day assignment against the New York Yankees. Really only made one mistake. It was a 3-run home run fastball belt high right down the middle to the sheriff, but he quickly regrouped after that. He went to some of his secondary pitches, the curveball, the slider. He also changed some eye levels with real good fastballs. And at the end of the day, as you mentioned, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks on that afternoon for Verlander.
All right, now the Yankees feature a former Tiger, Curtis Granderson, who did not play here last year because of injury. His first game back, and he's hitting for some power this year.
You know, one of my favorite players of all time, regardless of what he did on the baseball diamond here for the Tigers. In the community, this guy was simply stellar. His grandkids' foundation, all they preached was education, and he did a wonderful job with that. His teammates absolutely loved him, and now the Yankees love him. He has really played some good baseball since last August. He got off to a very slow start in a New York uniform, but after that, he has really found his stride. In the opening series against the Tigers, he played well defensively. He also played long ball. He took away would-be doubles and triples. Curtis Granderson is a very good player. He's very comfortable right now in his new uniform in New York. And once he leaves Comerica Park, I wish him nothing but all the success in the world.
Curtis Granderson, 8 home runs already this season. The Yankees really haven't been hitting all the baseball all that well recently, but Granderson certainly has gotten it done. That's the story from here at Comerica Park. In the meantime, we go back to the Call Sam studio now, and here's John Keating. Well, tonight, Miguel Cabrera will get another start against these New York Yankees. And Rod, his last game, 8 games against the Yanks. He says his best work for New York, it appears.
Well, we know this much about Cabby because we've watched him since 2008. He beats up on the best pitchers in all of baseball, and the Yankees obviously every year have some of the better pitching in the majors.
All right, so Miguel Cabrera and the rest of the Tigers tonight will take on the ageless wonder, 37-year-old Bartolo Colon. Lineup's first pitch next. It's one of baseball's oldest rivalries. After a tough opening weekend in New York, driven deep, right field, way back, it is hooking, and that ball is gone, a home run. The Tigers are looking to exact a little revenge at home. Swinging a drive, deep in the air to left field, way back, and it's a walk-off win for the Tigers. Future Hall of Famers, hated rivals, and old friends. Are you kidding me, Curtis? Man, they're all here. It's the Yankees and Tigers right now on Fox Sports Detroit. It is a beautiful night for baseball here in the Motor City. The New York Yankees are in town. Game 1 of this 4-game series between these two teams. The Tigers trying to get it going here, and they will do so against one of the top teams in the American League tonight as Justin Verlander takes his warm-up pitches on the mound. This is the lineup that Verlander will face tonight. The Yankee lineup is presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Derek Jeter will lead it off. He'll play shortstop, followed by Curtis Granderson in center field. Mark Teixeira at first base. Alex Rodriguez at third. Nick Swisher is in right, followed by Jorge Posada. And a bottom 3 tonight of Russell Martin, Brett Gardner, and Eduardo Nunez. The scouting report on Verlander is presented this evening by Ace Hardware.
Well, no doubt he's the perfect guy on the mound to stop a streak for the Detroit Tigers. He has overpowering stuff, and primarily the fastball. He'll need good fastballs today to maneuver his way through this very good New York Yankees lineup. And something else, he must keep it in the park. He's given up 6 home runs this year.
Hey, by the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Get the box score at foxsportsdetroit.com. We are ready for baseball here this evening as Verlander toes the slab and Derek Jeter leads it off for the New York Yankees. It'll be Jeter, Granderson, and Mark Teixeira. First pitch of the ball game is on the way, and it's in there, a strike on Jeter.
And last time we saw Derek Jeter, he was batting second against right-handed pitching, and Brett Gardner, the speedy left fielder, was leading off, but Gardner has struggled this year. Therefore, Jeter now back in his familiar spot.
And Jeter just 4 for his last 21, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2. Jeter hasn't homered this year. He's knocked in 6. It has been a slow year for the captain of the Yankees with the .242 batting average. And Verlander's 0-2 pitch. Fought that one off slowly toward third base. It is scooped up instead by Peralta. His throw is not in time. And it's an infield single for Derek Jeter.
Yeah, that is exactly what Derek has been doing a lot of, and that's rolling over ground balls, although he got fisted on this one. But a little bit of miscommunication there between Inge and Peralta. Peralta ends up making the play, but had to take an extra step because of his momentum was carrying him in that direction, and that allows Derek to beat it out for an infield single.
So the leadoff man is on for the Yankees, and that'll bring up Curtis Granderson, who last year did not make his Tiger debut in a Yankee uniform because of injury. So here he is back in Detroit wearing Yankee colors. And it's been a good start for Curtis Granderson, a .281 batting average.
And Curtis finally feeling comfortable with the new stance that he has, and no longer holds the bat over the head, but in a very comfortable position, which gives him a real short, quick swing. And really, Curtis has taken off since last August for the New York Yankees. He played some pretty good baseball for them.
And it's kind of rolled over into this year, where he's hit 8 home runs and knocked in 18 already. Runner goes, and it's swung on and missed. Avila's throw is on target, and they got it. Jeter is thrown out by Alex Avila.
Looked like that may have been a hit and run. Curtis swung at the pitch, but he didn't make contact, and that allowed Avila to get off a really nice throw down to second base. Good footwork, nice exchange, throw right on the bag.
And Peralta's tag in time, so the bases are empty now for Granderson. He fouls that one back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 97 miles an hour from Verlander.
Oh, he's pumped up today. Verlander, he knows that he has to stay out there for a while tonight. If he had it his way, he'd turn the ball right over to Papa Grande here tonight, Valverde.
And that can be a chore against this Yankees team, because Verlander, as we know, has battled pitch counts throughout his career. But this Yankee team will make you work and work and work.
That's been their MO.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And a breaking ball that just missed outside. Fill it now, 3-2 on Granderson. And he missed high, so very quickly Verlander gives up the base on balls here.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively, as always presented by Beaumont Hospitals. It pretty much looks this way every single day, with Rayburn and Jackson and Bosch in the outfield. Inge, Peralta, Santiago getting the start at second base today. You know that no one else plays first base but Cabrera, and Avila back behind the plate.
So 1 on, 1 out, and here is Mark Teixeira, who has hit safely in his last 4, and down goes Cabrera at first base. He dropped the baseball.
Had he caught that ball, I think Marty Foster would have called Granderson out. Granderson was leaning toward a second base. I don't know if he was running or not, but had this ball been caught, I think they call him out.
Ooh, I think you're right.
Actually, the ball actually hit Granderson in the right tricep.
There's a ball to Teixeira. Mark Teixeira batting .256. Had a big series against the Tigers at the start of the season. 3 home runs in that series.
He had a better April this year in a New York Yankees uniform than he had the previous 2 Aprils.
Now the 1-0.
And the main reason Mark said that he got off to a good start this year is the fact that he did not spend a whole lot of time in the weight room in the offseason. Spent a lot of time swinging the bat. Therefore, when he got to spring training, he was in shape and he was ready to go.
Pulls this one on the ground and through. It's a base hit. Granderson hits the bag at second. He will go to third, and he's in there sliding safely. And so the Yankees have something going here in the first. First and third with 1 out.
Granderson, he knew exactly where Bosch was playing in right field, therefore didn't need the help of his third base coach, and he was able to get over to third base with a slide.
So that's going to bring up Alex Rodriguez. And as usual, this Yankees lineup is full of potholes all the way down 1 through 9. Rodriguez at .274 this year, although he's been struggling of late. A-Rod buckles on a breaking ball, 1-0. This Yankees team owns the second best record in the American League behind the team the Tigers just played, the Cleveland Indians. Joe Girardi has his team in first place in the East. Now the 1-0. Pop this one up. Shallow left field. Doesn't appear to be deep enough. Rayburn is under it. Granderson will tag but hold, and that's out number 2. Big out there as Aila is retired. That gives Verlander now to get out of this inning. A chance at least, as Swisher will step in. Nick Swisher is batting just .218. He also had a big series early on against the Tigers, 4 for 11, knocked in 3 the opening weekend of the 2011 campaign.
Last couple of years, Swisher pretty much has carried them from an offensive standpoint, along with Robbie Cano in the month of April. But this year, the number's not there for him. But the other guys have picked it up a notch.
Verlander delivers high, 1-0 on Nick Swisher. Only 4 hits in his last 23 at bats. And the 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Swisher's a guy that will hit you some home runs, double digits, although this year he has just 1 so far this season. Swisher last year hit 29, the year before that 29, both in a Yankees uniform. And it certainly appears that that stadium is tailor-made for left-handed guys that can put the ball in the air, and that short porch in right is awfully inviting. He's ahead here, 3-0. Up with the right hand goes Jeff Nelson, 3-1. Granderson, the runner at third base. We've got Mark Teixeira at first. The Yankees have also been very good at scoring early in games. In fact, in the first 2 innings of ball games, they've outscored their opponents by quite a margin. And there's a walk, and that's going to load the bases. The second walk in this inning. And it'll keep it going now for Jorge Posada.
And Posada's got some pop, but from a batting average standpoint, he really hasn't adopted very well to his new position this year, the designated hitter for the Yankees.
There's that run differential we're talking about. They've outscored their opponents by 33 in the first 2 innings of games this year. Posada, meanwhile, batting .133 and 1 for his last 16. And when you look at his numbers career-wise as a DH, not very good, at least average-wise. Only .205 career as a designated hitter. But the way their team is this year, they've asked him to serve in that role. Russell Martin coming over and doing most of the catching. Verlander taking too long. Posada steps out.
It seems like just about every single guy that has gone to the dish, we've talked about them struggling, but yet they have the second best record in the American League.
How is that? There's a strike call. I mean, A-Rod hadn't been swinging it well. Swisher hasn't been swinging it well. Neither has Posada or Martin, for that matter.
But yet they just win.
16-9, the Yankees. 2.5 game lead coming in. And Verlander now has gone 2-1 on Posada.
Verlander has thrown more balls than strikes, and that's rare for him. And usually he's a guy that does not struggle with command.
threw that one by him at 99. So it does appear that Verlander's amped up for the start of this game. He's been upper 90s with his fastball.
Absolutely nothing that Jorge could do with this last power fastball.
Fouled straight back. Posada this year has knocked in 12. Yankees trying to score early, and the caught ceiling of Jeter has become a little bit larger in this inning. Verlander has gone on to give up 2 walks and a base hit. And again the 2-2. Fouled away. It's just what the Yankees do. They will foul off a lot of pitches. They will run the counts deep. Posada has seen a few pitches here. In fact, the Yankees have seen 25 pitches in this first inning.
They are probably the last club you want to run into in a 4-game series if they are able to get into your middle relief in that very first game of the series.
Now it's 3-2, and Verlander has nowhere to put Posada. Three and 2 on Jorge Posada. And the runners go. In the air, center field. Jackson is on the run. Still going back. It's over his head. And one hop over the wall. It'll be a 2-base hit for Jorge Posada. The Tigers catch a bit of a break there. And that they will send the runner back to third base, Swisher, and so it'll be a 2-run double.
Well, nothing new for the New York Yankees. They continue to pile up early runs in the first 2 innings. And as soon as Jackson took off for this ball, I knew that there was not going to be any chance for him to catch it.
Granderson and Teixeira both come around to score. And it very easily could have been 3-0, but the ball bounced into the bushes out in center field. And so the Yankees have a quick 2-0 lead. And still batting here now with Russell Martin. Posada now with 14 RBIs. Martin had a big series against the Tigers, 5 for 11 on opening weekend. Strike 1 is called. Yankees signed Martin as a free agent last December, and offensively he's done some good work. Breaking ball is low. 1-1. Yanks have now outscored opponents in the first 2 innings 51-16. Two and 1. And the very last thing that Jim Leyland wanted to see here early on was Verlander hit 30 pitches and beyond now in this first inning. More balls than strikes. And a breaking ball strike. 2-2 now on Martin. Yankees hitting the road for a road trip here in Detroit. They haven't played too many road games this year. In fact, only 7 on the road so far this year. So they have taken advantage of the home cooking. Here's the 2-2. Got him. Strike 3. Martin is out of there, and the inning finally ends. The first strikeout for Verlander. Yankees get a pair. They strand a pair, and we go to the bottom of the first. 2-0 New York. The top of the first inning. Tigers have some work to do now. Their starting lineup presented by Big Boy, Jackson, Santiago, and Ordonez at the top. Cabrera's in the middle. You've got Bosch in right. You've got Rayburn in left. And your bottom three tonight features Peralta, Avila, and Brandon Inge. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Bartolo Colon. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Lots of fastballs by Bartolo Colon. As a matter of fact, 83% of the pitches he's thrown have been fastballs. He's pretty much had to reinvent himself, however, not the 100-mile-per-hour fastball he used to have, but he'll sink it, he'll run it, and he's been very successful with everyone except the Tigers. He's lost his last 6, and his earned run average is over 7 against Tigers batters.
Well, let's see if that has anything to do with how this ball game finishes up tonight. Colon facing Austin Jackson to lead it off. Jackson, then Santiago, and then Ordonez. 2-0 Yankees in the lead. Colon's 0-1 is a strike called 0-2 on Austin.
That's what he's been doing. Away from the right-handed hitters, he's been threading that needle with good firm fastballs in the low 90s.
Bartolo, 37 years of age, strikes him out looking. On 3 pitches, Jackson goes down.
Well, I know Jackson got that memo at the amount of fastballs that Bartolo Colon has been throwing this year, and he gave Austin 3 of them. The last one was a really good one to hit. Although that might have been up.
I think it was. I think Austin thought it was. Above the belt. Wow is right. 1 away, and here is Santiago. Ramon is getting the start tonight, and I would think in part because he is 8 for 17 career against Colon. One ball and 1 strike on Santiago. Ramon 2 out of 4 in the ball game yesterday against the Cleveland Indians, or the series against the Indians. And he fouls it back 1-2. Colon is out of the Dominican Republic. They list him at 5'11", 265. He has 155 career victories and some really big years in the big leagues. The Yankees kind of took a flyer on him, and Phil Hughes has had arm troubles, and they've plugged in Colon, who has really responded. That one missed, and now the count goes 3-2.
The Yankees signed Bartolo Colon on the recommendation of their bench coach, Tony Pena. Colon pitched in winter ball this year in Dominican Republic, and Pena saw him, and he recommended him to Brian Cashman, their general manager.
Ground ball right side, base hit. Out of the reach of the second baseman, Nunez. And so the Tigers have a man aboard with 1 out.
And Robinson Cano not playing in the game today, but I don't think he gets to this one either. Cano has a bruised left hand, for those of you wondering why the talented second baseman is not playing.
We'll bring on Maglio Ordonez, and if the Tigers are to catch fire, Maglio's going to have to pick it up. He's batting 159 right now, and really struggled in the series against the Indians.
They had him out early today taking some batting practice, and they were filming Maglio, trying to figure out exactly what he may be doing wrong. But the one thing about Maglio Ordonez, other than 2009, when he was going through some personal issues as well the first half of the season, he has never struggled in a major league uniform, ever.
And really, when you look at his numbers in the month of April, they really stand out. I mean, they catch your eye, because Ordonez has never been one of those guys that would go more than 2 or 3 days where he was struggling. Because of the swing that he has and the approach that he has, he'd always been able to avoid long stretches. There's a strike on Maglio.
I was talking to Lloyd, and I was asking him, I said, Lloyd, what do you tell a guy that, really, you don't know what he's doing, and he really doesn't have an idea? And he says, well, It's mainly track record. It's really mental as far as Mags is concerned right now. He can hit. There's no doubt about that. We just have to get him jump started again.
One and one on Ordonez. Maglio went the entire month of April with just one RBI and did not homer. There's a strike, and it's 1-2.
And he is spotting that fastball. And very few fastballs inside. One of the things the Tigers hitters may want to do in this game if Colon continues to work away. Get on right on top of that plate. Therefore, that pitch outside looks like it's right down the middle.
Meanwhile, for the Tigers, Miguel Cabrera waiting in the on-deck circle. Coming off a good series against the Cleveland Indians. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Nunez will go to second, and he is out there by half a step. Whoa, that was close. Tigers almost got a big break there.
Let's take a look at the New York Yankees defensively. It's always presented by Tim Hortons. It's Gardner, Granderson, Swisher in the outfield. A-Rod, Jeter, Nunez, Teixeira in the infield. Martin is behind the plate today, and by now you know that Bartolo Colon is towing the rubber. Good hustle by Santiago. Wasn't going to be a double play ball, therefore Jeter just wanted to get out of the way.
So here is Cabrera with 2 outs, and he cuts and misses 0-1. Miguel in that series against the Indians 5 for 11. He's hit 7 home runs.
He has done some of his best work in his career against New York Yankees pitching.
Right back up the middle and through into center field. It went right through Colon.
He's just a tough out. He really is. He goes foul line to foul line with power. And he's very, very smart. He knew that this pitch was going to be away. It was a fastball away, and he just simply hit it right back up the middle. That's what you're supposed to do. He just makes it look easier than most.
Well, that's going to set up another opportunity for Brennan Bosch. The tying runs are on. Bosch had just a couple of hits in that series against Cleveland. One of them was that pop-up on the infield that fell between 3 defenders. But this is a golden opportunity here with 2 outs as the Tigers keep the inning going. Ball 1 to Brennan. Bosch at .313 overall this year. Had that big opening series against the Yanks. In fact, he hit his only home run of the season in that series. You know what I think we saw a little bit more of, Rod, in that series in Cleveland with Bosch? He was swinging at first pitches a little bit more than he had recently. He had been a little bit more selective, but I think he may have gotten away from that in that Cleveland series.
Well, if he did, I think it might have come with a little bit of pressure with the fact that Cleveland was pitching around Cabrera. They were walking him intentionally, and I could visibly see that Bosch may have gone and done exactly as you said, a little bit too aggressive in those situations, trying to force the issue.
Bouncing ball to second. Nunez has it, and that's going to get him out of the inning. So the Tigers threaten but do not score. They lead 2, and we go to the second. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Dodge. Visit Dodge.com to see your local dealer today. And by Arby's. Stop by and try the Market Fresh Grilled Chicken and Pecan Salad Sandwich. Yankees and Tigers tonight from Comerica Park, starting a 4-game series here in the Motor City. 2-0 in favor of the Yanks. They got their 2 runs in the first on a double by Jorge Posada. Nice night for baseball here in downtown Detroit, and it's going to be Brett Gardner to lead things off. Gardner, then Nunez, and then Derek Jeter against the right-hander Verlander. Gardner got off to a really slow start this year. His average right now is at 200 because he's been a little bit hot of late. 6 for his last 13.
He's also a guy that you can throw a first pitch strike to. Very seldom does he swing at the first pitch.
Yeah, if ever. In fact, he sees a ton of pitches, has a very selective eye, about 4.5 pitches per at bat, which fits into this Yankee lineup very well with the way they do things. The 1-1. Pulled into right field. Base hit, so Gardner continues to swing it.
Well, you know he's not going to stay put at first base very long. He has tremendous speed. Tremendous speed. Although he's been thrown out quite a few times this year. His success ratio has not been all that good.
4 steals, been thrown out 4 times. Avila has already thrown a runner out. That was Jeter back in the first.
Inge is really crowding the youngster Nunez from third base, and apparently he's thinking that Joe Girardi might sacrifice bunt Gardner into scoring position versus letting him steal.
Strike 1 on Nunez. He has only been a 50-50 proposition this year, but over his career, 83%.
It's really good.
Good bender, and it had Nunez bending out of the way, 0-2.
Next couple of pitches to Nunez, if you don't put him away with an elevated fastball, make sure you give Avila something good to throw. Maybe a fastball outside, should Gardner be thinking about stealing.
Driven in the air to left, on a line. This one is going to be over the head of Ryan Rayburn. All the way to the wall. Here comes Gardner speeding around third. They're going to send him home, and the throw to the plate is cut off by Verlander. He'll fire to third and out there. Double and an RBI for Nunez, and he's thrown out at third base.
Back-to-back 0-2 hits by Verlander, giving up this one to Nunez, whistled over the head of Ryan Rayburn, and Verlander really wasn't where he should have been. He should have been behind the catcher, but he's in front of the catcher. Therefore, he took the throw from Santiago and then got the out at third base. I guess it worked out, but typically when someone is scoring, the pitcher's all the way back behind the catcher.
I can't remember the last time I've seen that. A pitcher just kind of hugging the third base line, and you're right, it did work out. But normally he's in backup mode. That put out goes 7-4-1-5. Here's Derek Jeter now with the bases empty. 3-0 Yankees.
Let's take one more look at it. And Verlander, when this ball comes in, Santiago grabs it, then he fires it. Usually that ball goes to the catcher. But Verlander was right there, and had he not been there, then Nunez is on third base.
Yeah, and the run scores anyway. Here's the 0-1 to Derek. No balls, 2 strikes. I guess more concerning in that whole sequence there was the 0-2 pitch that he threw.
Well, he also gave up an 0-2 hit to Gardner to lead off the inning.
And as a result, the Yankees have added 1 more, so they continue to score in the first 2 innings of games at a very alarming rate. Here's the 0-2. Jeter fouls it off. Well, they're talking about Derek Jeter and the fact that he's not hitting for much power. Derek has not hit one out of the ballpark yet this year. He has 6 RBIs and has hit a lot of ground balls. Jeter, however, is still chasing 3,000 hits, 2,949 in his career. Well, 50 when you count the one today.
Well, he tinkered with his batting stance last year toward the tail end of the season with the hitting coach, Kevin Long, as this one almost gets Derek. and they kind of spread out. They weren't striding. He wasn't very comfortable with that approach. He's pretty much gone back to the Derek Jeter of old here. Little stutter step, little step.
Rolled foul.
But still not performing the way that he would like to perform.
Well, we've said this before, but Derek Jeter has more hits than any Yankee in history, which is somewhat surprising when you consider some of the names on that list. There he is. Bernie Williams on that list as well. Avila blocking it, 1-2. The 2,950 hits is also the most by any shortstop in the history of the game. And that one missed, and Verlander now has evened up the count at 2-2.
Last time we saw Derek Jeter, he was a little bit more spread out, and he wasn't picking that left foot up. He was simply trying to engage with his upper body, and therefore he was rotational with his front side. You could see that he's having a problem staying on the ball.
So Verlander misses again, and again he's throwing upper 90s, 97 miles an hour, but the control has not been there early in this game.
Quite a few. 3-ball counts already.
.46 pitches now for Verlander. And the 3-2. Slice to center field. Jackson will play it on a hop. 3 straight hits here for the Yankees in the second. And the Yankees already have 6 hits.
It's an 87-mile-per-hour slider, and it's really not that bad a pitch. I mean, it's down, but not far enough down, and Derek able to slice that ball into center field.
That'll bring up Granderson. Strike one on Curtis. 8 of the first 10 Yankees have reached base. Not a good sign early for the Tigers. They're down 3-0. Granderson walked, scored a run of the first. Waves and misses 0-2. There you go. The Yankees have done tremendous work here early on offensively. They've drawn a couple of walks. Breaking ball fouled away. Well, I know it's been a year now, but it's still strange to see Granderson in a different uniform. And he certainly was surrounded by a lot of folks when he came here to Comerica Park today. Very well liked, a young man that did so much in the community here in Detroit. But the Tigers in return got themselves a guy that they feel is going to be a really good player in Austin Jackson. All-star in 2009. Swing and a tip into the glove for strike 3. The second strikeout for Verlander. And that'll bring up Mark Teixeira.
It's a changeup. It's up, but just enough to get Granderson fooled and out in front. Replay courtesy of Fox Mo.
Teixeira had a base hit in the first. One and one. Teixeira was bothered recently by a jammed right shoulder. He did it diving for a ball at first base. Back in the lineup. He's banged up. Cano has been banged up. 2-1.
And pretty much once these guys get to spring training and start playing games at the beginning of March, they're all banged up to a certain degree. Very grueling sport. Played every day.
Pulled on the ground to the right side. Fielding there is Santiago, and that is it for Teixeira and the Yankees. But to get another run, we go to the bottom of the second. bottom of the second. Kids enjoying the Ferris wheel here at the ballpark. Don't forget, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game. Presented by the Big Mac tonight. Using your cell phone, text Tigers, followed by a space. Then the player's uniform number to 37338. Or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Ryan Rayburn leads it off as we play here in the second. Rayburn, Peralta, and Avila in a 3-0 ball game. Yankees on top in this one. Rayburn has hit 4 home runs this year, and he cuts right through that one 0-2.
And Tigers had a players-only meeting yesterday after that ball game in Cleveland, after being swept in Ohio, and nothing really good comes out of those when you have to do them early, but it's also good to let guys express themselves, let guys talk through some stuff without the manager having to do it.
Got him, strike 3. In the meantime, Colon continues to paint. Well, yeah, if you're going to have those, it's kind of troublesome or worrisome when you have them really early in the season. But if it turns things around, then it's certainly worthwhile.
Well, at least some guys kind of talk about what they want to talk about. And he continues to spot that fastball. 83% of the pitches he throws are fastballs. He's just been locating them well this year.
So Colon has picked up a couple of strikeouts, and Peralta hammers one in the air to center. Granderson circles under. He is very familiar with playing center field in this ballpark. 2 out. It's going to bring up Avila. It really is amazing what Bartolo Colon has been able to do. I mean, this guy did not pitch last year. As you mentioned, he pitched really well in the Dominican League and in winter ball, where Tony Pena was managing him. But wow, I mean, it's kind of surprising what he's been able to do.
You know, Brian Cashman, a lot of people thought he really had a bad offseason because Cliff Lee decided not to go to New York and go to Philadelphia. And also Andy Pettit retiring. But he got a real good catcher in Russell Martin, a guy that was injured last year. Bartolo Colon has been good. They have another veteran pitcher in Freddie Garcia. They have Andrew Jones and Eric Chavez as well. And all of those guys have really contributed to their early season success.
Alex Avila takes a ball outside, 1-1.
So it's not necessarily getting the big fish that you wanted to get, which would have helped. There's no doubt about that. But you can add in some nice secondary pitches because you've got a star-studded team anyway.
Here's the 1-1. Hit well toward left center field. That ball has hit a ton, and that ball is gone. Alex Avila goes the other way and puts the Tigers on the board. That was a no-doubter to left center. It's his 4th home run.
Alex usually does not show this kind of power the opposite way. But he got a fastball about belt buckle high. He let it travel. Really strong legs allow the bat speed to come through the strike zone. And the end result is a good one.
So Avila now has 20 RBIs, more than any other catcher in the American League.
How about that?
That is a really, I don't want to use the word stunning statistic, but
it's kind of stunning.
It's impressive. But based on how Alex hit the ball last year and how he was still trying to come on a little bit, he has come on quickly. And he's put the Tigers on the board. Brandon Inge, the batter. And Colon continues to pound the strike zone, 1-2. Bartolo ready with the 1-2 pitch. Threw it right by him. At 95 miles an hour, Colon strikes out his 3rd of the game, and the Tigers settle for 1 run. They get it on the home run by Alex Avila. It's 3-1.
New York Yankees during their only visit to Comerica Park tomorrow and Wednesday at 7:05 and Thursday at 1:05 p.m. Tickets are on sale now by calling 866-66-TIGER, or you can visit tigers.com.
So the Yankees here for 3 more after this one. Right now they have a 3-1 lead. Tigers getting a run back on the Avila home run. A-Rod leads it off. Alex Rodriguez and then Nick Swisher and Jorge Posada. Verlander starts him off with a strike right at the knees. Fastball there from Justin, 0-1. A-Rod right now with 618 career home runs. He's hit 5 this year. In fact, A-Rod became the youngest to get to 600. Did it at the age of 35.
Special player. Really talented. You've got to crowd him with fastballs inside if you're going to get him out.
Breaking ball is in, 1-2. And you get the feeling now that as the numbers continue to pile up for A-Rod, that if health stays on his side, he could be chasing Bonds. The 1-2. And he got it. Strike 3. Verlander carves him up. Third strikeout for JB.
That was at 87 miles an hour. A changeup down and in to A-Rod. You can see it coming out of his hand. And he buckled his knees. Tremendous pitch.
Here comes Swisher. Swisher had a walk in the first inning. His average at 218. There's another strike, and Verlander has come out attacking the strike zone here in the third, which is a good thing to see considering he threw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings.
He's got that real good curveball working here tonight. The last couple of innings.
And I guess the one thing you can do as a pitcher to keep a team from working the count is to just simply throw strikes.
Make them put it in play. Allow your defenders to work behind you.
Here's the 1-2. A little bit off the plate. 2-2 on Swisher. Nick right now in the 4th year of a 5-year deal that he originally signed a couple of teams ago with the Oakland Athletics. The contract carried over in his days with Chicago and now New York. He skies this one toward left. Rayburn coming over in fair territory. And there are 2 gone. Time for a game break now as we go to the studio. Here's John Keating. All right, Keats, thank you very much. And by the way, there's absolutely nothing wrong with an afternoon nap.
Power nap, that is, John.
Absolutely. Here's Posada. He looks at ball 1.
Neptali Feliz is on the disabled list for the Texas Rangers, and Darren Oliver is being asked to try to close games for Ron Washington.
I think Feliz is coming off soon. They need him back at the back end of their pen.
I read that. He's getting close.
I'm not sure which is a bigger loss for them, when they lost Hamilton to injury or Feliz.
I'm going to say Feliz.
Because they certainly have enough offense. 1-1 is fouled off, 1-2. Posada had a big 2-run double with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the first. He hit it over the center fielder Jackson's head. Russell Martin waiting on deck. There's a breaking ball again from Verlander. It misses 2-2. Justin gave up 2 in the first, 1 in the second. He is looking for a 1-2-3 third inning. Ooh, that one just missed. That was close.
Verlander thought he had it as well, but Jeff Nelson did not give it to him. He's the home plate umpire here tonight. You be the judge.
Bouncing ball hit to short. Verlander will get his 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Verlander shaking his head as he walks off the mound. Bottom of the third coming up. Detroit is brought to you by AT&T and by Dannon. Great taste and nutrition from our family to yours. Back here at Comerica Park, downtown Detroit. Yankees 3, Tigers 1. Bottom of the third on the way. And the first pitch is a strike call to Austin Jackson.
4 straight fastballs to Jackson. All 4 have hit the strike zone.
There's a line drive foul down the right field line. Now he's down to the count 0-2. Jackson struck out on 3 pitches back in the first, although he thought strike 3 was a little bit high, and it may have been. Austin showed some signs in Cleveland, 5 for 12 in that series. Wave and a miss, and down he goes again.
It's kind of fascinating to me that I heard how many fastballs Bartolo had been throwing this year, and it's pretty true to form. I mean, it's only 89 to 93 miles an hour, but apparently it's got some late life to it because he's been throwing it by some people. And it's not just the Tigers. He's been throwing the ball by a lot of people this year.
There's Santiago, and he looks at a strike. I guess what other explanation other than late life is there for a guy that's throwing hittable speed on his fastball?
Well, he's spotting it. Inside, outside. The 4 quadrants of the strike zone. Up and in, up and away. Down and in, down and away. The best I've ever seen at spotting their fastballs is Kurt Schilling. Kurt Schilling, he used to have incredible control with his fastball.
0-2 on Ramon. In the air, right field. It's going to be trouble. It splits the gap. It's going to the warning track, it appears. Cut off by Swisher. And Santiago has himself a double.
As you mentioned earlier, Santiago came in with really impressive numbers against Cologne in his career, and he's gotten a couple of knocks off Bartolo already today. It's a fastball. It's inside. Real short, quick, compact swing by Santiago. Finds a seam in the outfield and puts Swisher on the run.
How about 10 for 19 against Cologne?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, now the Tigers trying to crawl back. There you go, 526 against Bartolo. So here is Ordonez with 1 out. Maglio takes high. Another fastball at 92, but that one missed up.
Well, Maglio has made a living at hitting balls in that direction, and there's a lot of room there. Should he get something down in the strike zone, don't try to force the issue. Simply take what they're giving you. Drive that run in.
Popped him up. First base side to Shera. That's in foul territory for the out. Fans getting a little bit restless now.
Oh, they're going to do that. A 6-game losing streak. Some guys struggling. They're not going to get much better either if they don't turn it around.
Well, this guy can turn a game around in one swing. We'll see what Cabrera does here with 2 outs. Tying run at the plate. And Miguel had a base hit back in the first inning. Santiago at second after doubling against Cologne. Ball 1. Line drive to right, base hit. Santiago coming around third. They're going to send him home. Swisher's throw is not in time. He does it again. An RBI single for Miguel Cabrera. And this one came with 2 outs.
Great balance. Great balance. Tremendous swing. Tremendously talented individual. Really good throw by Swisher. And nice help by Brennan Bosch, the on-deck hitter. He's telling Santiago which way to slide. Santiago doesn't know how close that play is going to be, but Bosch gave him some help and told him to slide toward that side of the plate.
And Cabrera now with a team-high 11 multi-hit games. 2 for 2 tonight. Bosch the batter, and he waves and misses 0-1. So the Tigers back to within a run now, 3-2. Cabrera gets his 21st RBI. Bosch 0 for 1, grounded to second base. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Cologne is a 20-game winner twice in his career. He did it with the Angels in 05, and he also did it the season he was traded to Montreal from Cleveland. He won 10 games in each league.
He won a Cy Young too.
Yeah, 05.
Didn't he?
Yeah, with the Angels. Shattered his bat and rolls it to second. And so that is that. Tigers get a run back. When we come back, Shannon Hogan will join us with a special guest from the ballpark.
Oliver. She's home on leave from South Korea, but a Michigan native and a huge Tigers fan. What's today been like for you?
It's been really exciting. I'm definitely nervous, but it's been awesome. Getting ready to come down here, and it's been a pleasure to meet the players. Tigers hold a special place in my heart, but it's been really exciting.
All right, thanks so much, and thank you for your service. Rod and Mario, I'll send it back up to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. And Kelsey was able to throw out, or take out, the first ball, I should say, and deliver it to the mound. Nicely done. As we go to the fourth inning, and the first pitch is popped up foul, but back out of play. Russell Martin leading it off. Always appreciate our servicemen and women for what they do for us.
No doubt about that.
It'll be Martin, Gardner, and Nunez here in the fourth inning. Old Glory being prominently displayed at the ballpark tonight. Verlander had a 1-2-3 thirds, so he was able to straighten out the ship a little bit. Teammates have gotten him 2 runs back. And it's lined to left field. Here comes Rayburn. He'll play it on a hop. Leadoff single here in the fourth inning. The Yankees have put the first man on in 3 of the first 4 frames. Joe Girardi, the skipper of the Yankees.
Martin will run. He has a couple of steals this year. He's not your typical catcher. He gets good jumps, and he's not a bad runner.
Gardner is up there now. He singled and scored a run his first time up.
With the way that he's been swinging the bats, I mean, Joe Girardi might give him the bunt sign.
Gardner now a 6-game hitting streak, batting just .211 after a very, very slow start this year.
Russell Martin, as a matter of fact, in the very first game of the season at Yankee Stadium, stole third base when Verlander was on the mound that afternoon.
That happens all the time for a catcher, doesn't it?
Not all the time, but it goes without saying the fact that he's a pretty good athlete. Pretty good athlete.
Well, when you look at his career numbers, 69 steals from the catching position.
Impressive.
No sign of bunt there, and a ball up high to Brett Gardner. Yankees, as you might expect, not a big sacrificing team. They've had 4 sack bunts this year, but Gardner has 2 of those. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing we do know, Brett Gardner can really run.
Oh, he can fly.
If he puts the ball on the ground, very difficult to double up.
Might be the second fastest base runner in the American League. I think that kid in Kansas City, Dyson, I think is his name, the center fielder. He's got some world-class speed.
Well, the Yankees have the outfield cover, that's for sure, in left and center with Granderson and Gardner.
Tigers outfielders, however, not giving Gardner a whole lot of respect as far as his power potential is concerned. Boy, they're playing him shallow.
1-2.
Really about as shallow as you'll ever see them play a hitter in the big leagues. And Jackson is really shallow. Rayburn is shallow, and of course Bosch as well, not very deep.
Meanwhile, Verlander continues to keep a very, very close eye on Russell Martin.
Verlander gave up quite a few stolen bases last year, and they finally came out and convinced him that when he came to a set position, as he did that last time, every now and then hold the ball and then throw to first base. And Verlander's first few years in the big leagues, the only thing that he could do was come and then go to first base with those quick feet. But he's worked on it, and since he's gone to this different approach, at trying to pick off base runners. He's picked off a couple.
It's the outer edge, and it fills now 3-2 on Gardner.
Seems like a really simple thing to do, but Verlander had a difficult time making the adjustment.
Runner goes, and it's high, ball 4. So the first 2 reach, single and a walk, and that's base on balls number 3. Now something brewing here for the Yankees. That'll bring up Eduardo Nunez. Hey, by the way, Fox Sports is proud to bring you exclusive coverage of the second leg of the UEFA Champions League semifinals tomorrow with one of the world's greatest sports rivalries. Barcelona battles Real Madrid in Fox Soccer. Then on Wednesday, Manchester United takes on Schalke on FX. Coverage for both games begins at 2 in high definition. Meeting on the mound now, the Tigers talking about several things, I would think. You've got Nunez up there, who may be up there to move some runners up, although he doubled in a run his last time.
And also Rick Knapp is reminding Verlander of the fact that Russell Martin has 69 career steals, and he's not afraid to steal third base. So you're absolutely right. A few things they're talking about.
Big part of this game here because the Tigers have come back with a couple of runs to tighten it up, with the Yankees threatening to push the lead back up. Nunez is now 3 for 6 this year at the plate. He is showing bunts, and he drops one down foul. One for 1 with an RBI double. He was their minor league player of the year last season. And Grant Wilkes-Barre hit .289, knocked in 50, stole 23 bases. Playing in place of Robinson Cano, who has a bruised hand, so one of the big guns out of the Yankees lineup tonight.
Not often you see a catcher on the base paths getting as much attention as Martin has gotten. When he was on first base, Verlander threw over several times and still paying quite a bit of attention to Martin.
Breaking ball is in. Nunez held the bat out there, couldn't make contact with it. It's 0-2.
It's almost like he tried to duck underneath it. Take a look at it. Trying to get low with it. Get down there, boy.
Huh. Tried to pull it back, couldn't do it though. Not bunting now. The 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball left side. Inge out of time. Great play. Tags the runner 1, and that's all they'll get. But a terrific play by Brandon Inge as Martin is tagged out.
Huge play. Huge play by Brandon. I don't know if that ball gets through the infield, but even if Peralta's able to get there and make the play, the bases are loaded with nobody out. He wouldn't have thrown Nunez out at first base.
So now Verlander a ground ball away from getting out of this inning, and that'll bring up Derek Jeter. Jeter has 2 singles, one of them of the infield variety. And Avila unable to stop it. Gardner will get to third.
Double play still in order. Nunez did not get a good break off of off of first, excuse me.
Wild pitch. Charge to Verlander. The bluff, and neither runner biting. Jeter, if you're wondering this here, has knocked into 3 double plays in the early going.
Lots of ground balls to the shortstop this year for Derek.
Verlander crowds him at 97 miles an hour. 2-0. Jeter coming off a season in which he scored 111 runs last year.
Everybody talking about he had a poor year too. It's a lot of runs.
I'll take that.
Absolutely.
2-0 pitch. 2-1.
I guess when you're the captain of the most famous franchise in maybe all of sports, there's going to be some criticism, but Derek's better than 300 career hitter and going to the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done.
Well, he hit 10 home runs, knocked in 67. The average was down. I think that's where most of the criticism came. Runner breaks from first, and no throw by Avila, who bluffed a throw. And Nunez gets a swipe.
That's a plan to play right there. It was determined by Jim Leland. If Nunez did take off, they weren't going to throw the ball down to second base, especially with the speed that Gardner has on third. They didn't want to run the risk of a double steal there. It's a smart play.
Double play taken out of order now. 3-1 on Jeter. Swing and a miss. 3-2.
Derek has that classic inside-out swing, but could not catch up to that 97-mile-per-hour heater.
Another full count for Verlander. That's the 6th that he has had in this game.
Wow.
And here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got rid of Jeter that time. 2 gone and 4 strikeouts.
Against a team like the Yankees that has pretty good hitters in their lineup, well, really good hitters, you can't be afraid to throw the fastball inside, especially if you've got 97, 98 in your back pocket as he does. But that may have been a changeup.
Well, here is Granderson.
That was a fastball, excuse me. I guess Fox won't slow down anything.
Even 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Fooled me.
Makes it look like changeups. How about that last one at 101?
You know, I thought that pitch was a fastball, but when they slowed it down, I thought otherwise.
Granderson, a walk and a run scored. He's 0 for 1. Breaking ball, zips in there for a strike. 1-1.
And Granderson admitted today that there would be a lot of emotions coming back to Comerica Park for the very first time as a player. And he also knew Verlander would be very, very tough on him.
Another breaking ball, right back to the mound. Verlander has to hurry, and he got him at first.
Great athlete. Good play.
What a play by Verlander.
Good athlete.
He gets Granderson right at the wire. Inning over. Two players have hit more home runs against Detroit than any other players since 1946. And they name the top two in terms of homers since 46 against Detroit. Who's hit the most? Ryan Rayburn leading it off as we go to the bottom of the fourth, 3-2 in favor of the New York Yankees. Game one in the series. Colon back out there, and he delivers inside, 1-1. Rayburn in this one, a strikeout victim back in the second. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, 1-2. Tigers tonight have been out hit 7-5. They fell behind 3-0, but Avila homered in the second, and then Cabrera singled in a run in the third. Here's the 1-2. In Colon's Cy Young year of 2005, he won 21 games with the Angels, had an ERA of 3.48. The 2-2 just off the plate, 3-2. He's had some stops in his career.
You were talking about this a couple of innings ago. The one year that he was traded from Cleveland to the Expos, he won at least 10 games in both leagues.
Popped up. First base side, foul ground to Shera.
And if my memory serves me correctly, there were some people that were petitioning to Bud Selig at the time that Colon should be on the All-Star team. I don't know which team they're going to put him on, but there was a lot of people that wanted him on the All-Star team because he was one of the best pitchers in baseball that year.
That's right. And that would have been an odd decision to make. But he ended up with 10 wins in each team, 20 victories for the year.
Boy, did Cleveland get to well off of that trade. Cliff Lee, Grady Sizemore, and Brandon Phillips. They got 3 All-Stars in that team.
Well, and it's a great example of if you really hit on the guys that you want to return, you can rebuild quickly. But that's not always a guarantee. The 1-0. Driven to left field. Gardner is there. 2 gone. I think the jury is still out on some of the recent trades the Indians have made and some of the players they've gotten back. We know Laporta probably is going to be a pretty good player, but some of the other pieces I just don't know yet.
That's right.
Here comes Avila now with 2 outs. Alex homered the other way back in the second to left center field. Four home runs now on the year for young Alex.
20 steaks. 20 ribeyes.
Avila settling in nicely behind the plate now, and again with the injury to Victor Martinez, who by the way is serving a rehab assignment tonight in Toledo, or for Toledo. Avila's gotten the majority of the playing time. Santos has played in just 1 game. That's rolled to first base. Fair ball to Shera, handcuffed, but stays with it. Tigers go 1-2-3. 4 in the books here at Comerica Park. It is still 3-2 Yanks. Question again tonight, which two players have hit more home runs against the Tigers than any other player since '46? And the top two on that list are probably Yankees. Yeah, they are. Mantle and Berra. 73 for Mick, and Yogi Berra has hit 72 or hit 72 against Detroit in his career. Here's the top four. Ted Williams at 71 and Harmon Killebrew 68.
I guess Jim told me, and obviously I was wrong. Told he's 6th on that list.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You know, he's got to be top 10.
He's hit 63 home runs against the Tigers. How about Yogi Berra? See ball, hit ball. He kept it simple.
Pretty simple. As simple as it gets.
He kept it simple.
Mark Teixeira leads it off. It's the 5th inning here at Comerica Park, and he rolls the first pitch to second base. Santiago makes the play.
That's a good pitch when you know a guy is a really good fastball hitter and has lots of power. Why not throw something off speed on the very first pitch and you get him out in front to roll over, as Teixeira did there, and he's not happy with himself.
One gone here in the 5th inning for Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod 0 for 2. Hadn't done a whole lot so far tonight.
A-Rod is one of those guys like Cabrera. If he stays healthy, you can write down 35 to 40 home runs, and he will drive in 100 and more than likely score 100 runs every year.
He recently hit a grand slam home run, and guess how many he's got in his career?
About 25.
22 grand slam home runs. It's a good guess. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 on A-Rod.
A-Rod said this offseason, for the first time in the last couple of years, he was really able to train without rehabbing some type of an injury. I mean, he really was able to get after it in this offseason.
And players will tell you, and I guess you can attest to this, having been in this situation, the older you get as a player, the tougher it is to get into shape every year, and it takes more and more work with each passing season.
I think he ate a lot of popcorn, too, to keep himself in some really good shape. Can't get fat eating that popcorn.
Watching some football and eating some popcorn. 3-0 pitch. Now, it depends who's feeding you that popcorn, I guess.
Yeah.
3-1 on A-Rod. You think he's tired of hearing about that?
I don't even care.
3-1 pitch is fouled away. 3-2. 97 again on the gun from Verlander, who has been there and beyond in this game. Here are the career totals for A-Rod. Over 2,600 hits, over 600 home runs, and on and on and on. Here's the 3-2 pitch. In the air, on a line, right center field. Jackson coming over, but so is Bosch, who makes the basket count. 2 away. A-Rod was thinking double. Not so.
.101 miles an hour he threw a pitch to Curtis Granderson, and he's gone as low as 77. Those readings courtesy of Comcast. 101 miles an hour,
and it's just so effortless, it seems. It's tapped to first base. It's a foul ball. Remember in the no-hitter, he was thrown over 100 in the 9th inning.
I think 102, second to the last pitch to J.J. Hardy.
No balls, 1 strike on Nick Swisher. 0 for 1 with the walk. One ball, 1 strike. Swisher recently had a stretch of 0 for 19. Missed it low, 2-1.
Well, the Yankees have done here to Verlander as they do to most guys. They get that pitch count up and elevated, and by the 5th inning, and they try to get into the middle relief.
4 2/3 innings, and he's thrown 100 pitches. What do we have here? Longest active streaks, 100 or more pitches.
That's a good sign. That means he's staying out there every time he goes.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball high, 3-2.
And that wasn't even close. 25, and CC Sabathia had 11.
Yeah. Well, Verlander, since the start of 06, is averaging about 108 pitches per start, which is the highest number of any starter.
Definition of a horse and an ace.
Swisher goes down. 5 strikeouts for Justin Verlander, and you're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
Park, 3-2 Yankees here in the 5th. Now, I've seen a few couples like this at the ballpark tonight, you guys. We have Jessica and Tommy Abar, a split couple, Yankees and Tigers. And I understand this is a big debate in your household.
Yeah, we actually both kind of battle to try and convert our 3-year-old daughter to our each individual teams.
I understand you're trying to get your daughters to do more Yankee stuff. That's difficult being from Michigan, huh?
Correct, yeah. Pretty hard. Most of the family's Tiger fans.
All right, Rod and Mario, we're going to send it back up to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. That's one household where the wife knows best.
Yeah. That fella's got it twisted.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it twisted. Always wear the Old English tee. Come on, that's easy.
I'm surprised she let him wear it.
I know it. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brandon Inge as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. And Colon misses, run it to 2-1.
It looks like Bartolo has thrown a few breaking balls the last couple of innings. We told you earlier, if you weren't with us, that 83% of the pitches he throws have been fastballs this year. And he's spotting it very well.
He's fallen behind here now, 3-1, but you see the difference between his pitch count and Verlander's.
He's filling up that strike zone.
3-1 pitch is hit hard to third on a hop. A-Rod goes down to a knee. Inge is gone, 1 away.
The Yankees really have no problem catching the ball in the infield. They had 3 Gold Glove winners last year: Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. A-Rod has won a few Gold Gloves playing shortstop, but he has not won any Gold Gloves at third base. He said you couldn't pay him to go back to shortstop.
Really?
That's what he said. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Jeter slowing down and different things like that, and how long Jeter's going to play compared to the length on the contract A-Rod has. And A-Rod says, I want no part of shortstop again. I'm comfortable now.
The 0-1 to Jackson. That's the first pitch that has missed the strike zone to Jackson. He had seen 7 pitches, all strikes up until that one.
All fastballs, too.
The 1-1 is hit foul back out of play. 1-2. The strikeouts have been a problem for several of the Tigers, including Jackson and Rayburn, who are at the top. 39 for Austin, 37 for Rayburn.
Yeah, that's a list that you really don't want to be on the top of.
Colon ready with the 1-2. Sinks one low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But unfortunately for the Tigers, a lot of the numbers have been negative across the board in several different categories. And that's what happens when you're playing the way they're playing right now, and you've lost 6 straight.
Got him, strike 3. Jackson strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. And Colon has 5 of them overall.
Keep your head up, young man. It'll get better. Keep your head up.
Two down, and here is Santiago, 2 for 2, single and a double. And again, a first pitch strike from Bartolo Colon. Colon has pitched in 2 All-Star games, 98 and 2005. Sliced to left field. Santiago continues to be a thorn in Colon's side.
We see you, Raymond. We see you. Hey, fans, have your picnic or party at an upcoming Tigers game. Group tickets and party suites are on sale now, with groups of 15 or more getting discount tickets to select games. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
So here is Ordonez. And Maglio takes ball 1. It's the 6th Tigers hit in this game. Half of them belong to Santiago. Mags 0 for 2. Ground ball and a pop-up. Got on his hands that time, and it's fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maglio came in a lifetime .302 hitter against Yankees pitching. Obviously, he's seen a lot of them in his years in the American League. 20 career home runs against the Yanks. He has yet to hit one this season. Two and 1.
If you're Colon, and about right now, you're thinking about that guy in the on-deck circle. And every now and then, when you know there's a dangerous bat in the on-deck circle, you start to squeeze that baseball a little bit tighter. Therefore, not as efficient at throwing the ball over the plate.
Santiago, a 2-out single, keeping the inning going. He has 2 singles and a double in this game. For 82, Yankees lead it here in the 5th. Missed inside, and now the count goes to 3-1. Verlander in this game gave up 3 early runs, but nothing since the 2nd. Needs some help from his teammates tonight. Fouled straight back, 3-2. There's Cabrera waiting on deck. Maglio trying to get it to him. Santiago will be on the run here with 2 outs. And a bouncing ball to right side. Nunez has it there. Mags is 0 for 3 and the side retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We played 5 here at Comerica Park. Yanks and Cologne lead by 1. Back here at Comerica Park as we go to the 6th inning. The Yankees coming to the plate and the Tigers are down by a run as Verlander goes back to the hill and he will face Posada, Martin and Gardner. Justin had a 1-2-3 fifth. He had a 1-2-3 third, but has thrown a lot of pitches tonight. He's over the 100 mark here as we play in the 6th. Posada got him for a 2-run double back in the 1st inning, which got the Yankees offense rolling early tonight. The 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. The 2 RBIs for Posada gives him 14 for the year. And the 2-0 coming home. Right back up the middle into center. That is a base hit, leadoff man on. Time for a game break. Back to the studio we go, and here's John Keating. Yeah, Keith used to cover him regularly. What did he say, 1891?
That's what he said. He deserved that.
Yes, he did.
Because he always picks on us.
He teed himself up that time.
That he did.
Russell Martin, the batter.
How about Weaver, though? He had to be scratched from his start yesterday. They says he has some kind of a stomach virus, and he lost 9 pounds.
What?
And he's still doing that to the Boston Red Sox.
Weaver didn't have too many pounds to give up to start with.
So he lost 9 pounds.
1 ball, 1 strike on Russell Martin. Tigers now have given up 8 hits. They have 6 of their own. Martin bends out of the way of a ball, breaking ball inside, 2-1. There's some action to the Detroit bullpen. Brian Villarreal. Verlander is going to need some help tonight from the bullpen because of the pitch count, which is as high as it is right now, standing at 110. Villarreal has been a pleasant surprise for Detroit this year, making the team out of spring training. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Martin. JV now with 6 strikeouts. He's going to bring up Brett Gardner. Verlander's strikeout high this year is 9. Did that against the Orioles, his 2nd start of the year. Ball 1. Gardner on base twice tonight, a single and a walk. He has also come around to score a run. He came around in the 2nd inning, and that made it a 3-0 game. So that run is the difference right now. (2-0).
Usually in these situations, Gardner, because he has really good speed, he takes 2-0 to try to get a walk, to try to get on base, because he knows a walk sometimes turns into a double. However, he's had some pretty good swings today at the fastball. It's not a given he's going to take here.
And he'll foul this one back out of play, 2-1. Most pitches per start since 06. CC right behind Verlander, who averages about 108 pitches per start.
And Verlander is the only guy on that list that has not won a Cy Young award, but I believe he has one in his future. Lincecum's won 2. Does Halladay have 2 as well, or just the 1?
I'd have to look that up.
CC has 1.
The 2-1 pitch. 3-1 on Gardner. I think he has 2. Halladay? I think he does. Meanwhile, Gardner now has seen a few pitches. He's run the count to 3-1 as you see the breakdown on Verlander's total of 115.
I'm being told you're correct. Halladay does have 2 Cy Youngs.
The 3-1 is a strike, 3-2. Well, Verlander certainly has the stuff.
Yep, he does.
And the ability to do it. The month of May certainly has been his best month. He has 18 wins in the month of May, more than any other month. 18-8 record with a 2.75 ERA.
That's pretty good.
Runner goes and is fouled back. How about this, Rod? Verlander now has gone 9 full counts in this game.
Yeah, it's been somewhat of a strange game for JV. But, you know, he's still in a pretty good shape to win this game. And if he doesn't give up a run here, you know what? This is going to go down as a quality start for him.
That's absolutely right. It's just a matter of getting that offense going. And he walked it. Didn't want to do that. So that'll put 2 men on. Jim Leyland trying to decide what to do in his dugout. His aces pitch count is getting up there.
It's Verlander's game. He's got a couple of horses in Scherzer and Verlander, and he said he's going to ride those horses.
Fourth walk. Scherzer will pitch in this series as well. Max will throw the game on Wednesday against Freddie Garcia.
One thing about a 4-game series, you're pretty much guaranteed to see just about every single pitcher on the staff, with the exception of the starter that pitched yesterday.
Nunez fouls it back out of play. Nunez, an RBI double, also reached on a fielder's choice and swiped it back. Gardner has walked in this inning. Posada is at second base with a single. 1-1. The most pitches that Verlander has thrown in a start this year coming in was 119, and he has just surpassed that. So this has become the game with the most pitches. 120 and counting. And there's a strike. 1-2. Yankees got 2 in the first on a 2-run double by Posada, and then Nunez doubled in a run in the second before the Tigers answered with 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Avila has homered tonight for Detroit. And strike 3 call. He got him looking. 7 strikeouts for Verlander.
And nothing Nunez could do with that piece of cheese. "99 miles an hour.
What kind of cheese are we featuring tonight?
Maybe a little Swiss cheese.
Swiss tonight, huh?
A little Swiss tonight.
Here comes Jeter. He's 2 out of 3. Jeter a couple of singles, one of them to the infield variety. Verlander trying to keep it right here at 3-2. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-1 on Jeter. Posada and Gardner, the base runners for the Yankees. There's only been one player in the history of the Yankees that has played in more games than Derek Jeter, and that would be Mickey Mantle. Derek's been around since the mid-90s. Missed it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Make it 2-1. Breaking ball and another beauty by Verlander. He has been able to spot that pitch at times tonight and putting it where it's unhittable. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jeter is out of there. 8 strikeouts for Verlander. His longest outing of the season pitch-wise. And now it's up to the offense to get him some runs. Park tonight. Kid Rock on the left, Chris Chelios on the right, taking in the Tigers and Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
They got some pretty good seats.
They got some great seats, and they're bundled up tonight.
They got some pull.
Kid Rock comes to quite a few Tigers games.
He loves his Tigers.
And open for a comeback here tonight. Tigers trying to get the offense going.
Not only does he love the Tigers, but he loves the city of Detroit.
I've yet to see him in concert. There's a ground ball to third. A-Rod flags it to his left. And Cabrera's out of there.
Big fella not running all that well. Must have some kind of an ailment going on with his leg. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know this much. He runs harder than that all the time down the first baseline. So there must be a little issue going on with him.
Got hit the other night. I wonder if that's it.
He said that hurt too. He said that hurt.
So he is the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Brendan Bosch. Cabrera tonight 2 for 3.
I just thought I'd bring that up for the fans at home that may think that he may be dogging or something like that. Sometimes guys have little ailments and they just aren't running at full speed.
It all starts with your legs, doesn't it? Whether it's hitting, defense.
No doubt.
Running, obviously. Bosch 0 for 2. He's put the ball on the ground twice. Even though he's slowed down a little bit, Bosch has with the bat. He's still been on base in 18 of his last 19.
He was due for a correction in the market. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I mean, it just happens. It's just part of the game.
1 ball, 1 strike. That'll go foul down the left field line. Three to 2 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. It has been 3 to 2 since the 3rd. Verlander giving his team all he's got tonight. Gave up 3 early runs, but has slammed the door since. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Bosch. Rayburn on deck. Little chopper hit back towards second. Nunez going to have to hurry. Got him by a step, if that. 2 gone.
It looked like Nunez was going to continue to back up on this ball. He did start backing up, but it looked like he took a look at Bosch out of the corner of his eye, and then he realized, I better start to charge this one a little bit. Look at him. And then he gets a throw off, and they just nip him at the wire.
Two outs, and here is Ryan Rayburn. He takes strike 1.
Fastball after fastball from Cologne here tonight.
He continues to get ahead of most Tigers hitters tonight.
4-seam, 2-seam, down at the knees. He'll elevate it every now and then with 2 strikes.
And he's ahead 0-2 on Rayburn. He got him. Strike 3. Caught him looking. He's been impressive tonight. 6 strikeouts for Bartolo Colon. Yankees still lead by 1.
It is now time for the Coors Light freeze cam. We're going to take you back a few innings while Verlander was on the mound. Curtis Granderson hit one right off his shoe. Verlander didn't panic. He got there. He turned his feet. He got in good position and got the out and saved himself a run. Coors Light freeze cam is always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
So Verlander goes 6, gives up 8 hits, 3 runs. He strikes out 8 in this game, just as he did on opening day. Struck out 8 against the Yankees. 127 pitches, the second most thrown by a pitcher in the major leagues this year. Halladay 130 in one of his starts. And Granderson leads it off here in the 7th inning. Wall side windows pitching change. Brad Thomas is on. Granderson pops it up. Shallow left. Peralta. One away. As soon as the game ends, stay with us for Tigers Live. We'll go to the clubhouse to hear from manager Jim Leyland and the players. Plus, we'll show you all the highlights. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit. Jim Leyland wanted Thomas to get one batter. And he did. He got the pop-up from Granderson. Teixeira due up, and then it'll be A-Rod, and the Tigers go right back to the bullpen as Ryan Perry comes trotting in.
Well, Teixeira is hitting for a low average, batting left-handed this year, hitting 233 coming into play, hitting over 300 right-handed, but he does have more power when hitting left-handed. So I'm thinking that Jim might be playing the numbers here late in the ball game, playing the matchups, trying to give his squad the best opportunity to win this game. Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch, courtesy of Justin Verlander, whose pitch count kind of got up, and that's one of the reasons why he's not out there in the 7th. But when he was on, he was on. Fastball at 101 miles an hour he topped out at. He had some good secondary pitches. But this Yankees team is very, very difficult to maneuver through. But he did the best that he could tonight.
And so Verlander giving way to the bullpen. Brad Thomas here in the 7th, and now Thomas gives way to Ryan Perry as we check out his numbers this year.
And Perry does not have a record this year, pitching in his 8th game for the Tigers. And the one thing that he needs to concentrate on here with Teixeira in the batter's box is make sure that he uses the big part of the ballpark. And Teixeira has tremendous pull power, but not so much to center field or to left field when he's batting left-handed.
Well, time now for the Farmers Insurance report card. And on this date in 1939, Lou Gehrig benches himself for the good of the team prior to a game here in Detroit, ending his streak at 2,130 consecutive games. Babe Dahlgren plays the game for Gehrig at first base and contributes a double and a home run. And shortly after that, Lou Gehrig's disease, as they went on to call it, took the life of Lou Gehrig. So it was on this date where he sat himself down.
Talk about bringing your lunch pail to work every day. 2,130 straight games.
Pretty impressive. Here is Mark Teixeira, and he looks at a strike, 0-1. Teixeira has a single in 3 at-bats. He also scored a run, came around in the first inning, the 2-run first. Perry, the 3rd Tigers pitcher used tonight. The appeal, he did not go, and it's 3-1 on Teixeira. A-Rod will be next. Ooh, he missed badly. Ball 4, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and now that's a 1-out walk. Perry comes right out of the pen and walks the first man he faces. And he will deal now with Alex Rodriguez. Five walks for Tigers pitching tonight. A-Rod is hitless so far. Pops him up. Shallow right field. The second baseman Santiago to the grass. That's a big out, 2 away. That's going to leave it up to Nick Swisher. Alex Rodriguez, the only Yankees hitter that is yet to reach base tonight. That streak is still alive. Swisher is 0 for 2. On base with a walk in the first inning. He looks at ball 1. Perry missed some time on the DL with an infected eye. They placed him on the disabled list, so that would heal up. And he was activated on the 20th of April. Flew him out to Seattle to try and help win him a game. He did, and had to fly all the way back with the team. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2. Three to 2, Yankees lead here in the 7th. Neither team has scored since the 3rd. And the 1-2. Just off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers really have some guys at the back end of their pen that can really bring it. Perry is one of them. Although Leland was saying the other day that it seems like every team in the big leagues now has a guy that comes out in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th innings that can throw 95.
He's right.
Power arms have really taken over late in games. The 2-2 rolled foul.
Good young power arms, too. A lot of good starters in the big leagues, too. A lot of offense have been kind of stagnant at the beginning of this year. And you could say cold weather plays into it. But there's also some really good pitching in both leagues. A lot of young guns.
The offensive numbers this April were down as compared to other Aprils. The 2-2 is hammered to left field. Rayburn on the run. Reaches, can't get it. It's over his head. Here comes Teixeira to third. They're going to stop him there. It's a 2-base hit for Nick Swisher.
If Nick continues to swing the bat like this, he's going to get that batting average up. Nicely played by Rayburn in the outfield. He grabs the ball off the gate. One bounce gets it to Santiago, and that forces Rob Thompson into holding Teixeira at third.
So it stays a 3-2 game. Perry still has a chance to get out of this inning. But he'll have to get Posada, who has 2 hits tonight.
Well, he has to be smart about it. And there's 2 outs and there's a base open. And even though Jorge's batting average is not quite 200, he's still a dangerous bat.
1-0.
And there's a right-hander in the on-deck circle in Martin. Although Martin having a really good season.
Nine hits for the Yankees, courtesy of that double by Swisher. Two base hits tonight for Posada, Nunez, Swisher. 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1 on Jorge Posada. Thomas started the inning by getting Granderson to pop up, then he gave way to Perry, who's given up a walk and a double. swing and a miss. He threw the fastball at 95 right by him. 2-2 on Jorge Posada.
Perry's got a decent slider, but I don't think he has the confidence in that pitch to throw it in this situation. He was beat on his slider that last homestand, a 3-run home run by the shortstop, Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners.
And he got him, strike 3. Posada is caught looking. Perry pitches out of trouble here in the 7th. It is stretch time at the ballpark. Tigers need to get the bats going. They're down by a run.
A familiar jersey here, a Detroit Tigers Granderson jersey. I want to introduce you to my new friend Jared Cope. Jared, why did you decide to wear this particular jersey tonight?
I've always been a Granderson fan, and my kids bought it for me for Father's Day, so I had to wear it tonight.
Would you be a fan of him if he played anywhere else? Obviously, he's playing the Yankees now. Still a fan of the man himself?
Oh, absolutely. Class guy, great baseball player. And wherever he goes, always be a fan.
All right, thanks so much. Mario and Rod, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. So Granderson fans still around the ballpark, and that's not a surprise, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 3-2 in favor of the Yankees. Johnny Peralta leading it off, and Bartolo Colon is still out there. He's only thrown 84 pitches. That's rolled to third base. A-Rod shoots it to first, and they got him.
A-Rod still has that real good throwing arm when he has to use it. Pretty much every time he fields a ground ball, he throws underneath. But when he needs to get on top, he's still got some strength in that right arm. It's nice to have a guy on the other side of the diamond, too, that could possibly bail you out if you do bounce 1-2 into Sheriff. He's got some soft hands at first base.
Here's Avila. Yep, as you mentioned, Gold Glover is just about everywhere in that infield for New York. Avila homered back in the 2nd, a solo shot that put the Tigers on the board after falling behind 3-0. Colon now has retired 5 consecutive Tigers. And Avila hammers one down the right field line, hooking, foul. Oh.
That's what Alex has been doing quite a bit of the last couple of weeks. He looks to do damage early in the count. And he did some damage here already tonight back in the 7th into the Yankee bullpen. He got a pretty swing.
One for two for Avila, now batting .304. 20 RBIs. And the 0-1.
I'm surprised that wasn't called a strike by Jeff Nelson. He's called quite a few of those fastballs above the belt buckle strikes tonight.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2 on Avila.
It is really fascinating the amount of fastballs that Colon has thrown in this game. It's the best pitch in baseball. Well located fastball. It really doesn't have to be 95. It could be 89 to 94. That's the range he's worked in all night tonight.
And his strike to ball ratio has been awfully good, although he missed there. 2 and 2.
That last pitch is the one pitch that he's had to come up with, the sinker ball, because he doesn't throw 100 miles anymore. He used to throw 100 miles an hour.
He's a young gun with the Cleveland Indians. Won a lot of games with the Indians. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High fly ball, left field, hit well again. Granderson on the run, still going back, and Avila's done it again. He goes the opposite way for the second time tonight. Brand new ball game.
The one thing that he does do once he's gotten 2 strikes on him, he will go the other way. That's a changeup. And it stayed right up over the heart of the plate. And Alex took the right path to this ball, leading with the bat knob and the bat head, able to drive this ball out of the yard.
Second home run of the night for Alex Avila. His second RBI as well. And he has tied this game at 3 runs apiece. There's a strike called on Brandon Inge, 1-1. Minnesota the other time last May that he was able to hit hit more home runs in a game, a multi-homer game. He's done it again here this evening. We'll get back toward the seats down the right field line and a couple of rows back. 1 and 2 on Inge. So with 21 RBIs now, Avila is tied with Cabrera for the team lead.
How about that?
It's simply amazing.
He's catching every day, too. He caught every day on that last homestand here at Comerica Park, every day in Cleveland.
Got him, strike 3. Inge didn't like it, but he's called out. Yeah, he hadn't been getting too many days off. He's gone out there day after day after day, and now the 21 RBIs leads All-American League catchers.
He's not going to get many days off either if he continues to swing the bat like that.
Colon, meanwhile, has 7 strikeouts. Here's Austin Jackson with 2 away. Wave and a miss, 0-1. Jackson's only home run this year came against the Yankees. There is action in the bullpen now for the Yankees. Jabba Chamberlain.
Not only do those 21 RBIs rank him ahead of all catchers in the American League, but he is 4th in the American League all players.
Chopped to third base. A-Rod has it. Guns him out. And that is that. Tigers tied up on the Avila home run. And you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented tonight by Bell Tire. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period, Bell Tire. And by Priest in 3D in theaters May 13th. Back here at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Brand new ball game now, thanks to Alex Avila, who has hit 2 homers tonight, both solo shots. And Albuquerque is the new pitcher.
16 strikeouts for Albuquerque in 8 1/3 innings against 4 walks. And the last time we saw him in Cleveland, he pitched 3 innings and had 6 strikeouts, and that slider was literally unhittable.
Well, Mr. Albuquerque will face Russell Martin to lead it off. It'll be Martin, Gardner, and Nunez due up, bottom 3 hitters in the Yankees lineup. Slider missing inside to Martin.
Albuquerque has the kind of slider whereas an opposing batter can go up there and look for it and still not make contact with it.
That time he threw it in the dirt, 2-0.
But the key now is, does he throw a fastball here? Because if you're Martin, that's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for a heater now because he's missed with the first 2 breaking balls.
Threw the fastball but missed it high, and now it goes to 3-0. Albuquerque replacing Perry, who replaced Thomas. Verlander went the first 6. Here's the strike call, 3-1. Back-to-back fastballs. JV now has the hoodie on, watching the action. 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball away. He missed with every slider he threw, and so Martin is aboard to start things on.
Well, I guess to this point you have to say that Avila and Martin have been 2 of your more productive catchers from an offensive standpoint in the American League.
Russell Martin, the veteran, Alex Avila, the youngster, but yeah, Alex a little bit better batting average.
Well, you wonder how Girardi's going to play this with Gardner in the batter's box. 2 sacrifice bunts already this year. Tie ball game. 8th inning, nobody out.
He drops down a bunt. Pretty good one, too. Avila quickly has to get rid of it.
You have to hurry when Gardner drops it down because he's got terrific speed. Real nice play by Avila. He grabbed the ball off the carpet on the run and threw off balance because he had to do so. Grab it and throw off that right foot.
Rick Knapp out to have a conversation on the hill with Nunez due up. A walk and a sacrifice for the Yankees as they try and break the 3-3 tie here in the 8th.
Make no mistake about it. Part of the strategy here that Rick Knapp is talking about with Nunez is Russell Martin on second base. They haven't forgotten about the fact that he can steal a base. They don't want him to be preoccupied with him, but they don't want him to forget about Martin, because they wouldn't be spending that much time on Nunez. Sorry, Nunez. Hey, fans, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bat11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com. That wasn't mean, was it?
Well, at least you apologized to him.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the issue here.
Here is Nunez. He had an RBI double in the 2nd. And he looks at ball 1. So Albuquerque, who was dotting the glove with his breaking ball in his last appearance in Cleveland, having trouble throwing it for strikes. 1-0. To another one, this one in the dirt, and the runner will move up, and he may come around. Nope. Peralta's going to back up Inge. Martin thought about coming home. That would have been disaster. Avila tried to still get him at third base.
Well, Alex did the best that he could trying to smother it, but he threw it down to third. Inge did a nice job just getting a glove on that ball, because if it gets past Inge, Peralta doesn't knock it down, although he was headed in that direction to back up third. If Inge doesn't get glove on that ball's in left field.
So wild pitch. And now that go-ahead run is at third base. Infield coming in for Detroit. And it's 2-0. Nunez. Make it 2-1. Nunez playing for Robinson Cano tonight. Cano is out with a bruised hand, but he has chipped in. He has a stolen base. He has a double. He has an RBI. There's Cano getting the night off. There's that good breaking ball. It drops in there. 2-2. Cano was having a great year as well. Robinson hit for power, hit for average.
Robinson Cano is one of the best players in Major League Baseball.
On the ground to the shortstop. Peralta, nice play. They'll hold the runner. Little spin move there by Johnny. 2 gone. So to take Jeter now.
This much we do know about Johnny. If it's hit at him, we know he's going to catch it. He got some pretty good hands at shortstop.
Jeter is 2 for 4, 2 singles, 2 strikeouts.
See, that's the difference between the Yankees and some of the other teams. They'll lay off that slider because they can't hit it. You can't hit it. When he throws his good slider, you really can't hit it. So why even swing at it? And that's what veteran hitters do.
Ooh, right at the knees, a strike. Jeter thought it was low, 1-1. Meanwhile, on the flip side of that, the Indians were flailing away at it all night long.
Yes, they were.
Breaking ball tapped right back to the mound. Albuquerque's going to get out of this. And the young man shows little flair as he trots back to the dugout, still tied at 3.
welcome back. The game tied at 3 in the 8th, and that's all due to Alex Avila's second home run of the game. And I'm here with Rob and his son Will. Will's first game, he's only 5 years old, and both of those home runs were very close to you guys, I understand.
Very close. One hit about 2 feet on me from this side, and the other one hit off the wall right here on either side of me within a couple of feet.
When the second one was coming out, were you praying it was just going to come a little bit farther?
It was. I was going to lean him over the wall a little to see if he could catch it on the bounce.
All right, Will, what do you want to see happen?
Yeah, home run.
You guys, he wants another home run. Mario and Rod, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Well, let's see. Let's see if the Tigers can go ahead here. 3-3 is our score. Avila's hit 2 home runs in this game. The second tying it up, and as we go to the bottom of the 8th, it'll be Santiago to lead it off. Santiago and then Ordonez and then Cabrera in the Tigers' 8th inning. They've been out hit 9-7. And here's a bouncing ball to short. Jeter to his left, and Santiago retired, 1 away. As we scope out the numbers on the new pitcher now, Jabba Chamberlain.
Jabba is pitching in his 14th game now for the New York Yankees. The earned run average is a little bit higher than Jabba would like to see it, but you can see the impressive strikeout numbers, 12 for Jabba in 13 innings pitched so far this year. And the opponent's batting average just 196 against the big, strong right-hander.
Baglio pops one up foul, and this will drop.
Jabba's first couple of years in the big leagues, the Yankees kind of tinkered with the idea of him pitching in the bullpen. They started him some, but I guess they kind of feel he's better suited for their bullpen these days.
Baglio is 0 for 3, and he takes a strike, 0-2.
Maglio going through one of those stretches that most big leaguers go through. When you go to the plate, it just feels like, and it is really, that you have 2 strikes on you.
One and 2 on Maglio Ordonez. Driven to the air, left center field, and hit well. Gardner is going to run it down.
Boy, does he have speed out there.
Closing speed. Jeez. How far he ran for that ball.
I know.
Second out of the inning. Larry Rothschild is out now to have a chat with Chamberlain as they draw up the game plan here with Cabrera coming up.
Well, they probably don't really want to mess with Cabrera here. Girardi has kind of watched what Cabrera has done. They've probably dissected some film on Cabrera, like most opposing managers and pitching coaches do.
Well, they had a front row seat when Cabrera back on April 3rd hit 2 home runs off Phil Hughes at Yankee Stadium. Heavy tonight with 2 more hits.
He could do the same thing to Jabba Chamberlain if Jabba's pitching to him.
Swing and a miss. Cabrera knocked in a run back in the 3rd with an RBI single.
Very seldom do you see Cabby swing at 2 pitches like he just swung at. Very seldom.
Oh, 2. Wouldn't chase that one. The breaking ball dipped away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball back up the middle into center field. Another one up the box. 2-out single for Cabrera, who has a 3-hit game.
He pretty much has taken what they have given him today. They really haven't given him anything on the inner third of the plate to get loose. Everything's been away, and he's hit the ball up the middle twice, once to right field. Really nice look there. A little spin on the slider. Not much of a slider.
So the inning is still alive, and here is Brennan Bosch, who was grounded out to the second baseman 3 times tonight. That's the 8th Tigers hit of the game. The Yankees have 9. Rivera 3 hits tonight. Santiago with 3 hits. 6 of the 8 for Detroit, and a strike call. And Avila with the other 2, both of them home runs. Two and 1.
Jabba throws a little bit harder pitching out of the bullpen than he did as a starter a couple of years ago when they were tinkering with the idea of putting him in that rotation. Good firm fastball in the bullpen.
It's fouled off. By the way, Victor would normally be batting behind Miguel Cabrera, serving a rehab tonight in Pawtucket with Toledo, and Victor Martinez 1 for 2 with a sac fly and an RBI. Also a base on ball.
When is he eligible to come off the disabled list? Do you know?
Today is what, the 2nd? The 4th, I believe he's eligible. Swing and a miss. Bosch goes down, and the Tigers are done. So 8 in the books here. And as we go to the 9th, we're still tied at 3. It's 3-3 as we go to the top of the 9th. Here's our Comerica game summary. Avila with a couple of home runs for Detroit. Santiago's had a big game, and Justin Verlander threw 127 pitches in this game tonight, the 2nd most in the major leagues this year, behind Roy Halladay's 130. So Jose Valverde is on now as we go to the 9th, and the first pitch, he is in for a strike on Curtis Granderson.
Tigers could not get to Valverde in that series in Cleveland. The last time he worked was on the 28th of April here at Comerica Park.
And he's going to have to work himself through Granderson, Teixeira, and A-Rod. No easy task. Curtis tonight has a walk and a run scored. He's 0 for 3. So look at the numbers on Valverde. Fouled away. 0-2 the count stays on Curtis Granderson. That'll go foul down the left field line. There's that deal that was pulled off on December 9th of 09. The Tigers getting 4 players: Cope, Jackson, Scherzer, and Schlereth. Granderson went to the Yankees. Edwin Jackson, Ian Kennedy went to the Diamondbacks. The 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Granderson. Fouled away. 1-2 the count stays. Curtis spent 6 years here in Detroit. Last year had a pretty good postseason for the Yankees. Hit .357 in postseason. You see his career numbers with the Tigers. As an all-star in 09. Fouled away again. Two and two. Yankees trying to get the leadoff man on for their big hitters. They have Teixeira, then Rodriguez. Although the way Granderson's been swinging the bat this year, he is a big hitter.
Yeah, he's in scoring position right now himself. I've noticed Valverde this year has not been throwing that many fork balls. A lot of fastballs this year from Valverde, and good fastballs.
Another foul.
That was a splitter there, though. Kind of left it up, and Avila wants to talk to him about that.
Meanwhile, the 10th pitch in this at bat is upcoming.
Oh, you can really see it now. That's a nice look there. And that's the maturation of Avila. He got up and he got out to the mound. He said, you can't throw it there consistently and get away with it. That was right down the middle, big fella.
Inside. 3-2. What an at bat here by Granderson. He is really making the Tiger closer work. Not a save situation, obviously, for Valverde. 3-3 game here in the 9th. Here comes the 11th pitch. And he fouled it off just alive. Avila unable to hold on to it. In and out of the glove. Outside, he lost him. What an at bat by Granderson, a 12-pitch at bat.
Hey, Tigers fans, it's easier than ever to find the seats you wanted to sell the tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Detroit Tigers. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
Well, let's see what the Yankees are going to be able to do here. They get the leadoff man on with the walk to Granderson, his second walk tonight.
Granderson's a good base runner and has the ability to steal, but well, the last thing you'd want if you're Girardi is to get him thrown out with some of these big boys coming to the dish.
Teixeira takes ball one.
Although very high leg kick by Valverde on that first offering to Teixeira.
Here's the 1-0, runner goes. Here comes the throw. It's high, not in time. Granderson over the bag, and he's out.
Nice job, Johnny Peralta.
He had it swiped with ease and then rolled over the bag.
Nice job, Johnny. Way to stay with him. It's a late slide by Curtis. That's the only reason and the only way you slide past the bag. Late headfirst slide past the bag. Peralta stayed with him and applied the tag.
Well, what a big play that is. Johnny never gave up on it. Granderson's out. Meanwhile, a 2-0 coming. Way outside. 3 balls and no strikes. And here comes Kevin Rand, and the Tigers feel there might be something wrong here with Valverde. And looks like he's moving his shoulder a little bit. Well, you don't want to see that.
He's saying he's okay, and he's asking, can he throw one? Take a look at this.
Ooh, there's a wince. So Valverde with a 3-0 count on Teixeira. One out, nobody on. We're in the 9th. 3-3 game.
Teixeira has the green light to swing if he chooses to do so.
Takes it high, ball 4. So the Yankees get that runner right back. And now a little bit concerning for the Tigers because Valverde has thrown 16 pitches now, and he's walked a couple of batters. He's going to bring up Alex Rodriguez. Aaron can certainly do some damage. He is 0 for 4 tonight, but he also leads the Yankees, having bounced into 5 double plays this year. Meanwhile, the Tigers are going to get somebody warming up in the bullpen. A-Rod had a rip, fouled it straight back. So the Tigers pen right now is working, and there's Villarreal. He's up again. Alex is now just 3 for his last 31, so he has slumped a bit of late. And that has brought his average to 260. The 0-1. Fouled straight back again. A couple of fastballs fouled straight back to the screen. 0-2. Off the end of the bat. Oh, 0-2. The count stays on Alex Rodriguez. Valverde now has thrown 19 pitches. And this inning certainly would have a much different look if Granderson didn't roll over the bag at second. Little chopper hit toward third. Inge on the charge under his glove.
It's the only play he had. Just didn't field it. If he stays back on the ball, it's a base hit for A-Rod. So he created a very difficult hop for himself, and he just did not make the play.
That's going to put runners at first and second with 1 out. Infield hit for Alex Rodriguez. And here comes Swisher.
Swisher, pretty good fastball hitter. If you decide to throw him a first pitch fastball, just and make sure you locate it in an area where he cannot do a lot of damage.
0-1 on Swisher.
Throw him a split-fingered fastball.
Swisher tonight doubled in his last at bat. Didn't score though. He also has a walk, 1 for 3. That sails high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Yankees tonight just 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Posada's first inning 2-run double is their only hit with a man in scoring position in this game. They got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, have not scored since. And there is Posada waiting on deck.
And give Tigers pitchers some credit for that. Verlander pitched 6 innings. Perry came in. Albuquerque. And now Papa Grande.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Swisher. Two on for the Yankees. Infield single and a walk. Into center field, a base hit. Here comes the runner rounding third. Jackson's throw coming to the plate. Here's the slide. He is safe at home plate. Mark Teixeira scores on the base hit by Nick Swisher, and the Yankees have a 4-3 lead.
Very hard to throw runners out from center field because you've got the mound that you have to throw the ball over, but Jackson made it about as close as you could make the play, and it looked like Teixeira got that left hand on the plate just ahead of the swipe tag by Avila.
10th hit of the game for the Yankees is a big one. Swisher has his 13th RBI, and there's still a lot of work to be done here with runners at first and third.
And you brought up the fact that Swisher's a good fastball hitter. He got a 93-mile-per-hour fastball 2-2 and didn't miss it.
And that thing was an absolute bullet back up the middle into center. Check the hit total, 11 for the Yankees, and they go ahead 4-3. Aaron is at third base. Swisher at first. Posada trying to drive in another. An insurance run. It would be for the Yankees. Inside and high, 2-0. So Valverde continues to struggle to get through this frame. Meanwhile, guess who's up in the Yankees bullpen?
He's off to the best start in his career, believe it or not.
The 2-0. He went 2-1. Posada doubled in 2 in the first. That's outside. Now it's 3-1. The lengthy half inning here for Valverde, the longer it goes, lessens the chance that he would be available tomorrow night. I mean, he's got 29. This will be his 30th pitch here.
He might already be there.
Swing and a miss. 3-2. So that's number 30. Still only 1 out. Swing and a miss, and Posada goes down. Valverde comes back with a rather large strikeout, 2 away. 1 more out to get. And that would be Russell Martin. So here's Martin now. Single and a walk tonight for Russell Martin. 4-3. Yankees have taken the lead here in the 9th. And he looks at ball 1. Tigers in the bottom of the 9th have Rayburn, Peralta, and Avila. Tigers pitching tonight has posted 10 strikeouts, 8 by Verlander, 1 by Perry, and 1 for Valverde. Yet they are trailing here 4-3. Oh, this one's going to get away from Avila. Here comes Alex Rodriguez, and he'll score. Standing up. 5-3 Yankees. Tigers giving one there.
But when it rains, it pours.
A pass ball charged to Avila. It's a tough one to swallow right there. 2-run lead now. And a count of 3-0 on Martin. That's in the air towards center field. On the move, Jackson, and that is that. But a big inning for the Yanks. They get a couple to break the tie. Last chance coming up for Detroit. Home estimate, call 1-800-521-7800. And buy your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. By the way, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Last call for the Tigers. Now they are down 5-3 as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning here at the ballpark. And guess who's in for New York?
Well, believe it or not, over 40 years old, pitching in his 15th game this year. He has 10 saves, but he's blown a couple. And the 10 saves are the fastest he's ever gotten to in his career this early. What a remarkable athlete Mariano Rivera is.
It's the best way to describe him. Remarkable. You don't see a guy like this very often. The consistency, the Hall of Fame credentials, and he will try and knock down another save. The Tigers will send Ryan Rayburn to the plate. Rayburn, Peralta, and Avila. Tigers down by 2. They've been out hit 11-8. First pitch is in for strike one. Shattered his bat. And Nunez will handle Rayburn. One gone. The barrel of the bat went sailing by the pitcher's mound. And there it is.
That cut fastball, you can look at it. Look at that look there. I mean, you can just kind of see the only pitch that he throws, and you can just see that ball, that last shot. It starts out right down the middle, and it ends up on the outer edges, and that's why Rayburn hit that ball off the end of the bat. And by the time you pick it up, you know what's coming, but by the time you pick it up, it's too late. You started your swing.
Rivera, 41 years old, facing Johnny Peralta. Johnny 0 for 3 in this game. And there's a strike, 1-1. Tomorrow night in game 2 in the series, Brad Penny, CC Sabathia. On the ground to third, deep behind the bag, A-Rod has it. Runs to first, right on the money, 2 gone.
That's the second time we've seen A-Rod throw a clothesline across the infield.
He just aired this thing out. 2 gone, and the Tigers now will send Alex Avila up there. He has homered twice in this game, both of them to left center field. And he is the Tigers' last chance. Ball 1. Power numbers, for impressive as they are, Avila still hitting over 300 as well. 313. The 1-0.
It is now time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and it is courtesy of no one other than Alex Avila. Both home runs the opposite way.
Almost carbon copies. Fouled back out of play. 1-2 on Alex. Tigers fell behind in this one 3-0. Battled back to tie it up 3-3. 2 of those runs coming on the Avila homers, but the 2-run ninth right now the difference for the Yanks. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Tigers go 1-2-3. And the Yankees win game 1 in this 4-game series.
It's tough on the boys right now. It is really tough on them.
Tigers have lost 7 straight games, and including the first one here in this 4-game set to the New York Yankees. Chamberlain gets the win over Valverde. Rivera the save, is 11th. There's your final score. 5-3. And Ron, I tell you what, the Tigers right now need to find a way to regroup, because as we get here into the month of May, it certainly gets into the part of the season where, you know, now it's not early anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they can't continue to dig holes for themselves as they have done, because the Cleveland Indians, they appear that there's no let up in sight, and you can't fall too far behind them.
So there's your final. 5-3 is our score. Our coverage continues now as we send you to John Keating. He's standing by in the Call Sam studios.